In the mid-1st century BCE, Egypt was not a stable kingdom. It was an open battlefield for power. Cleopatra VII, young, intelligent, and ambitious, was forcibly removed from the throne. Her brother, Ptolemy XIII, was little more than a facade. Real power lay in the hands of a corrupt council of regents who saw the queen as a threat that had to be erased. At this critical moment, a new player entered the scene. Julius Caesar, victorious in Rome's civil war, arrived in Egypt in pursuit of Pompey, only to find himself facing a crisis capable of reshaping the balance of the entire East. Before Caesar's arrival, Cleopatra had already lost the first round. Her forces scattered, her supporters fled, and she was forced to leave Alexandria in secret. Ptolemy declared himself sole ruler. The city was sealed, the royal palace turned into a fortress, and the queen was erased from public life. But Cleopatra did not vanish. She repositioned. In a single night inside Alexandria, the course of history shifted. Cleopatra did not enter Caesar's presence as a defeated queen, but as a woman who knew exactly what she wanted. Her power was not merely physical, it was presence, calculated confidence, and a rare ability to make him see himself as Egypt's savior. Caesar, who had subdued the world by the sword, found himself captivated by a woman who embodied the East itself. This decision was not made by reason alone. Caesar chose to fight for her, and Cleopatra chose to reclaim the throne through him. Thus began a war ignited not first by armies, but by desire and power intertwined. The moment Caesar declared his support for Cleopatra, the city erupted. Ptolemy's supporters laid siege to the royal palace, where Caesar held out with no more than 4,000 soldiers. Alexandria became a battlefield of urban warfare, narrow streets, sudden clashes, combat at point-blank range. Fighting spread to the harbor, ships were set ablaze, and the fire spiraled out of control, consuming warehouses, buildings, and even parts of the Library of Alexandria. An entire city burned because of a single political decision. Ptolemy's forces, over 20,000 strong, imposed a crushing siege. Water was cut off, supplies ran thin. The fighting grew so intense that Caesar himself was forced to escape an ambush by swimming through the harbor. Cleopatra was no bystander. Her presence beside Caesar sent a clear message. This was not Rome's war. It was the war of a queen determined to reclaim her throne at any cost. The arrival of Roman reinforcements changed everything. The decisive battle was fought along the banks of the Nile. Ptolemy attempted to flee and drowned in the river, ending the rival branch of the dynasty in a moment of chaos. Cleopatra returned as queen, but not as she had been before. She ruled bound directly to Rome and personally linked to the most powerful man in the world. What began as political seduction became street warfare, then a redrawing of the map of the East. This was not a love story. It was the deliberate use of sex, power, and war, combined in a single moment that changed the history of both Egypt and Rome.